Good morning, good morning, good morning. So here we are, day one of the Overwhelm challenge. And today I'm just going to touch upon a little bit of an introduction. But what I want to do also is just a couple of annoying housekeeping bits, just to give you more of an idea of what's going to happen and just the things that I ask really of you to do in order to get the most out of this challenge. So a couple of things. So there'll be a video each day for the next 5 days. This one might be slightly longer than 10-15 minutes just because I'm doing the boring housekeeping stuff and I still want to give you something to go away with on top of that today. But I will try and keep them to 10-15 minutes the other days. But anyone that knows me, has done any work with me, knows that I'm not short of things to say, and therefore I have to sometimes rein myself in. So I'll do my best to do that. So what I want you to do is each day when you've watched the video, pop something in the comments to let me know that you've watched it, anything you found helpful, anything you want more of. If there's anything you don't understand in what I've said, just pop it in the comments. And what I'm going to do is a little incentive to get you to watch every single day is I'm going to, anyone who comments on each of the 5 videos is going to be put into a draw, and I'm going to pick somebody out and I'm going to give somebody a free coaching session. I'm just going to pick it out at random, but you have to engage in the videos every day in order to be a part of that. And I'm going to do a coaching session with you, which is worth at least £60. And so you can have a free one-to-one coaching session with me. We will video call or telephone call. And so to be in with an opportunity to get that free session, then I want you to comment every day on the videos. So that's first thing. You know, all I ask is that you watch these videos 10 to 15 minutes every single day, and hopefully you'll get something out of it. But I like to be really, really transparent and open in the way that I work. So what am I getting out of this? Because, nothing's for free, is it? Well, I'll tell you exactly what I'm getting out of this. I am getting from this, I have a new membership opening in approximately 2 weeks. It's going to be open for the founding member launch. And this is a way of me to just play around with some material, get some research, hopefully some feedback from you guys. So that's what's in it for me. That's it. And also I get great pleasure in helping and supporting people. And I do try and do videos for free and stuff like that. But I wanted to try it in this format so that, you can spend a certain number of days in a row getting to grips with it rather than just dipping in and out. And hopefully it will stick a little bit more. So there's that. Sorry, I'm looking down at the iPad because I don't want to forget to tell you anything. Also, if you are someone that doesn't use Facebook that frequently, or you think you might want to watch these videos at a later date, I have popped in the comments the link to where you pop your email address in, and then you will also, when these are done each day, they will then be emailed out. So if you want to keep your own copy of them, and I will also email any slides and things that I use, then make sure you pop your email address in there. What else? So ultimately, what I'm about to start to do with you and to explore with you is, I asked you all, excuse me, what overwhelm meant for you. And I'm going to show you in a minute some of the answers that people came up with. And it's like anything in life. The key to getting relief, the key to reducing overwhelm is understanding it. So if you think of it like a magic trick, okay? So someone does a magic trick, a card trick, whatever it is, and they do the trick, and somewhere in here, it's not real. It's not magic, but it feels exciting, it feels interesting. And there's still that little part of you that goes, oh, what if it is real? Like, not quite that literal, but you know what I mean? There's an energy attached to it, isn't it? It's exciting. It's got power. And say, for example, that person then says, look, this is how I did the trick. And they show you the trick. They show you what it is that they do. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, of course, that makes sense. And all of the power, the energy, the excitement, everything attached to it just falls away because you know it. And that's what I want to do with you guys here over the next 5 days. I want to give you an understanding to that magic trick that is overwhelm. Because when you start to see how it actually works, then the energy falls away from it. It becomes less powerful. And in terms of overwhelm and stress and all of that stuff, the more we understand, the quicker it passes and the less it bothers us when it actually shows up. And that is really what I want to share with you guys. So I'm getting a bit fancy dancer here, so I don't know if it will work, but I'm going to try and share my screen with you. So I'll probably disappear, but I'll come back. So I'm just going to try and share my screen with you now. Just one momento. Share, let's have a look. So present. So that should, let's have a look. Here we go. Overwhelm, understand, and reduce. Now I'm just checking on, actually there's no way of checking. Hopefully I haven't lost you. So when I asked you overwhelm, what is it? So these are the kind of things you were telling me. You were saying this, you have no patience. You have a busy head, panic. You feel like you can't breathe, fear when you can't cope or manage. It's a feeling. It's a feeling of loss of control. And simply that we can't function, we can't think straight. Okay, so it looks like, I'm just checking on my Facebook now, it looks like it still shows me too. So that's good. So I can still see you. So we'll all come up with a different idea and a different version of what overwhelm is to us, because ultimately we're only ever having our own experience in life. And so we're going to have our own version of it, our own perception of it. And so for me, what I want to kind of highlight is, what do all of these things have in common, no matter what we say? And if your version of it isn't on the screen here, and you've got your own version of it in your head, what does that also have in common with all of these things here? And I just want to tell you a few things that I can probably guarantee is happening in terms of overwhelm for any of us, no matter how we articulate it, is one, that we're probably trying really hard to get rid of it. We hate it. We want it gone. It's like a thing that we see as we need to get rid of it. So we start trying really hard at that. I did that for many, many years myself. For those of you that have already followed me or worked with me, or I know a lot of people have read my book, you will know that I spent a month in hospital with really severe anxiety. And then actually over time, when I really got to grips with all of this stuff and really started to understand it, I went from completely changing my relationship with anxiety, thriving in all aspects of my life, my relationship, my work, my parenting, all of that stuff. And that was one of the biggest things I was doing, trying really hard to get rid of anxiety. So I would also guarantee, well, it's a bit brash saying guarantee, but very likely that when you're in this experience of life, that you're feeling adequate in some way. You think you're inadequate in some way and that you're not good enough. Can't think straight, can't function, loss of control. There's lots of can'ts, isn't there? Loss, can't, lots of negativity. So I would probably put money on the fact that there's some feelings there of an inadequacy. I would also probably put money on the fact that you're adding timescales to it. I've been like this for so long now. I can't carry on like this for this amount of time. And we really put timescales on it. And that in itself is a pressure. It's an expectation. And it, again, sets us up for more feelings of inadequacy, more desperation to get rid of it. And so the cycle then continues. And also another thing that I think will be in common with this, and I'd love you to tell me in the comments if these commonalities that I'm talking about do sit with what your experience of overwhelm is it's just struggling to accept it for what it is. And again, that links in with wanting to get rid of it. Like, we want to get rid of it because we struggle to accept it, because we don't like it. We don't want it. It doesn't feel great. And we really struggle to accept it. So we resist it. And resistance is a huge stumbling block in a way, because what resistance does is it keeps you in this cycle and in this situation for much, much longer than is necessary. So let me know in the comments if, however you've explained overwhelm or however you see overwhelm, are some of those things that I've said also a part of your overwhelm? I'd love to know. So let's have a look if I can move to the next. Here we go. So again, anyone that's worked with me, anyone that's read my book, or anything like that will know that the 3 principles originally talked about by Sydney Banks are what I base everything on. Yeah, I am a trained psychotherapist. I'm trained in NLP, hypnotherapy, DBT, CBT to some degree. I've done it all, but actually it was these 3 principles, understanding and exploring, that changed everything for me. So it's always going to be the crux of what I explore with people. I can't not, because it changed my life. And so it makes sense for me. And even if I did initially try and steer a little bit, mix this in with my psychotherapy training and all of that stuff. And it still just comes back to, this is what I need to share. This is what I need to support people with. Therefore, this will be the basis of everything I do. Now, I'm only going to read through these briefly. I want to just, bit of a disclaimer first and foremost. If it makes no sense to you right now, doesn't matter. It will make much more sense by Friday. If you have any questions, pop them in the Facebook group, reply to the email, ask me. It's fine. That's why I'm here. And this will be the basis of my anxiety membership that's currently there. And it's going to be the basis of my new membership for people wanting to achieve goals and push past where they're at the moment. So I'm just going to tell you what they are. So the first one is mind. This is the universal intelligence that exists in all things and makes life possible. Mind is not the brain. It's not a thing. It is, in essence, the life force creating the reality that you see in every moment, whether you're conscious of it or not. So it's the fact that we don't wake up in the morning and have to tell our heart to beat. We don't have to tell our lungs to fill with air. It's all taken care of. And you will have heard me say this before if you follow me. One of the most prominent times where I look back and see this in action is when I was growing a human being in my stomach. Like, there would be times where I'd think about it and go, how on earth is this even possible? Like, how is this possible? And it's possible because we are phenomenal and there's something bigger than us guiding us. For me, I call it the internal sat-nav or gut instinct. For some, it's God. For some, it's spiritual. For others, it's just a knowing. It doesn't matter how you articulate it. We all know that it's there guiding us. So there's that. Then thought. We create our individual experience of reality via the vehicle of thought, the most powerful scribbling pen in the universe. It lets us draw conclusions from the past and make up stories about the future. Now, we are experiencing every millisecond of our day through our thinking. So when you gave me all those wonderful examples of what overwhelm is for you, all of these are all experienced through your thinking. And that's why each one of us will have a different version. But what is the same for all of us is that we're all experiencing our reality via our thinking. Consciousness is the function or the force that illuminates and brings to life whatever you're thinking, allowing you to be aware and generating a sense of realness with your mind. So thoughts are extremely neutral until we bring them to life. And how do we even know that we're thinking? It's through our consciousness. There's a little quote at the bottom there that, it's not even a quote, it's just a statement. 100% of our experience of life is created from inside the mind. And that includes overwhelm. So let me come out of here. Let me stop sharing my screen so that I can see you again. Let's have a look. Stop sharing. Oh, wow. Can't believe that worked. Oh, so you couldn't see me. You couldn't see the screen. Oh, how frustrating. Okay, don't worry. What I will do is I will try and check out why that's happened. Because it is showing on some. Anyway, I won't worry about that now. I'll check out why that's happening and I can re-record those little bits where I've had the slides, and I will also pop them in the group. I will send them to you on email so that you can just have a look at them in your own time. So, hi everyone that's saying hello. So, hopefully that gives you a little idea of where we're going to go with this and gets you started. So as I say, please let me know in the comments if there's anything you've heard in that's different to what you already knew. I mean, it's only an introduction, or if you've got any questions about it. And let's get started. I will be here at the same time every day this week. It will be at 11 a.m. Unless something drastic comes up. If it does, I will let you know in advance. However, all being well, I'll be here at 11 a.m. every morning, and we could see before on full screen. Okay, I'll have a look, Nicola, but thank you for letting me know, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, and I can't wait to get started properly with you tomorrow. Don't even know how long have I gone on for. 15 minutes. Oh, good. Okay, so that's good. It's good for me anyway, because I thought it'd be a lot longer. So thank you so much for all joining me and for taking part in this challenge. And as I say, I really hope that by Friday, you will really see things differently than you already do. So yeah, keep me posted on how you're getting on, and I'll see you tomorrow.